Good afternoon. Show of hands. Who knows Heinz ketchup? Amazing. Great, great. I think there's one or two. We still need to some more penetration work there, Dave. So, show of hands. Who knows Heinz seeds? All right. Who of you does not work for us yet? Damn. I thought I was going to recruit someone. All right. I'm not here to sell Heinz ketchup. I'm really here to tell you a story that you may not know. And before we disembark, let me tell you a little story about myself. I'm Patrick Sheridan, and I'm a ketchup addict. And I'm also the VP for Agriculture and Sustainability in our beautiful tomato seed business. My journey started really when I was a senior in high school, and I had this vision that I wanted to change the food system, really change the global world's food system at scale and make it more sustainable. And that has since been my personal mission. And today I feel humbled and really privileged that I'm in this role in one of the world's largest food companies, doing exactly that, being tasked with exactly this: make the food system more productive, more sustainable at scale for Kraft Heinz and beyond. And I'm also very privileged and humbled that I can have this conversation with you today about exactly that topic. So after the session, please come see me if you want to continue the dialogue. I'd love that. Ping me on LinkedIn. I'm here to really start a dialogue and have a conversation about how we do this together. Heinz is our iconic global brand, and most of you know our Heinz ketchup. Show of hands. Proof point. There's about 650 million bottles of Heinz ketchup sold every year across the globe. And before joining Kraft Heinz, I thought, well, how complicated can that be? It's just ketchup. But when you really think about it and you step through it, that means a lot of tomatoes, a lot of science, a lot of hands, a lot of work, a lot of processing, a lot of facilities, a lot of logistics. And now that I'm with Kraft Heinz, I really see this complex global system. And today, I'm here to really lift the lid on that system and dive deep with you into that system and discover what's really truly behind the world's #1 ketchup. All right, that works. So let's think about the steps that we need to take to make Heinz ketchup. So to make ketchup, you need tomato paste. To make tomato paste, you need tomatoes, Heinz tomatoes. To make Heinz tomatoes, you need Heinz tomato seeds. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about here. Go into all these steps. And Heinz is present in all these stages when it comes to Heinz ketchup. So let's zoom in. Heinz ketchup was first made almost 150 years ago. So you probably can't see it well, but there's the signature old Heinz ketchup bottle. That is what the product looked like 150 years ago. And to this day, original Heinz ketchup is made from exactly 5 ingredients: tomatoes, vinegar, sugar, salt, and spices. That's it. No thickeners, no colors, nothing. It's really just a super natural, 100% from tomato product. And we're very, very proud of this. Over the years, we've expanded the portfolio. So when you go to the grocery store, you find Heinz Signature, original ketchup, but you will also find Heinz Zero, which is ketchup as you like it, same flavor, but without the sugar. So no added sugar Heinz ketchup. Tomatoes are the signature ingredient of the Heinz product range. So we started this industry, means we have a huge responsibility that we have to take this, that we take very seriously. It's also an opportunity to innovate and collaborate, and this is what we have been doing. Heinz is taking the lead in tomatoes, and it has to be Heinz. Taking the lead means doing right by the consumers, right by the business, and right by the planet. So we cannot just look at our business, our profit, and our shareholders. We really have to look at the whole system end to end. And that's what I want to explore with you today, how Heinz has taken the lead. We're truly obsessed with tomatoes. I mean, you can ask any one of the team members. If you join Kraft Heinz, you will get in touch with tomatoes and you will feel that energy. I guarantee it. We're really obsessed with the seeds, with the best tomatoes, the perfect color, the perfect thickness, the perfect flavor, all from the tomatoes. We want to get this from the tomato. We don't want to add color. We don't want to add thickeners. We want to get it from the tomato. So we're really obsessed with the tomato. And that's why Kraft Heinz is rooted in agriculture. We've been making food for over 150 years. 1869, we started. So we want to continue doing that in the future. Make food, produce food for the consumers of the world. So we have really strong interest to protect the land that our growers use to, in this case, grow the Heinz tomatoes. And we have a strong interest in making agriculture more productive and more sustainable, because that's really at the core, at the foundation of our business. We cannot destroy the land or the grower base or the farming. That would be destroying our own business. So that's really not a smart choice. So we partner with our growers across the world, and we really learn from each other. They learn from us, we learn from them. We're in this together. And that is a key component of our strategy, of our corporate strategy. Build partnerships with our grower base. They win, we win. It's really truly together, and we'll have an example later. Our work in Spain, just as an example, with the Vasquez family over 2 decades is a great example of this, where we've partnered and innovated and transformed together. Together, they're equally obsessed with tomatoes as we are. So together, we really looked at the farming system of tomatoes for 2 decades and transformed how tomatoes are grown around Badajoz. We started with the pilot in 4 fields, where we looked at the irrigation system, how we fertilize the crop, what seeds we use, how we farm the crop, how we harvest the crop. And we did this in four fields. And now, 20 years later, that farming system is deployed around all of Badajoz. So we use land more efficiently, we use water more efficiently, we use nutrients more efficiently, and we still deliver the great Heinz tomato quality that we all need. So it's good for the business, it's good for the Vasquez family, for the growers and other growers in that area, and it's also good from a sustainability perspective. So the message really is the two can go hand in hand. If you make it your strategy, and you really put at the core of your strategy, that partnership, that long-term vision, that commitment, that focus, that willingness to lead, you can really generate both sustainability and business performance. I talked about how this is good for the business. Let's talk a little bit about how this is good for the people. Unfortunately, I can't bring all the colleagues on stage that were part of this transformation, but they formed lifelong friendships. They've been at this for the better part of their careers. And for us and for them, it's really just not just business. It's a lot more than just doing business. It's a commitment to excellence. It's a commitment to leadership. And that shows in every bottle of Kraft Heinz ketchup. There's a lot of love that really goes into every bottle of ketchup. Oh, I forgot. I forgot to talk about Heinz seed. To grow those tomatoes, obviously you need seeds. Tomatoes are grown from seeds. So we also have our own Heinz seed business, where we really, over the last 90 years, have transformed the tomato. Before we started this, there were no processing tomatoes in the world. It was just tomatoes. There was no category specifically bred for what you now consume as pasta sauce or Heinz ketchup or Frito or any other of those tomato-based products. We invented that category. We created that industry. The equipment that the processors use today to turn tomatoes into tomato paste, that was invented by Heinz with partners. So that is a huge obligation and a huge possibility also to continue to innovate. So having said all this, looking back at all these accomplishments, Patrick, yeah, great, you did all this, wonderful. So what's next? Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. As I said, we've been doing this for over 150 years. And you'd think after 150 years of growing tomatoes, processing tomatoes, making ketchup, you would know what you're doing. So, but in fact, we continue to find opportunities to make the process even better, make it more productive, more sustainable. So the next generation of tomato seeds that we will launch will use water and land up to 20% more efficiently than today's portfolio. So think about what this means. We've invested over 90 years, millions of dollars in R&D. We've partnered with all the tomato growers in the world, all the processors in the world, yet we still find opportunities for such tremendous improvements. And that is what really I find inspiring for me. We still can innovate. We can still take it to the next level. And we can still deliver value to the business and do right by the planet. In a country like Spain, where water is not abundant, everything needs to be irrigated. You want to make sure that you use water as efficiently as possible. So despite all the efforts, and despite that obsession and that transformation that we delivered over the last 20 years, we're going to deliver yet another transformation in the future. And I find that totally inspiring. All right. Last step, we covered the tomato, we covered the paste. Let's talk about the ketchup. And this is where the fun starts. So, fun fact, we have so-called ketchup masters. That's an elite group, less of a dozen people in the company that know everything there is to know about turning a tomato into ketchup. And yes, this is a real job title. And yes, they know the secret formula to Heinz ketchup. So making good friends with them maybe is a good business opportunity. Who knows? But joking aside, these individuals, every year, every season, every week, they sample the tomatoes that come in. They sample the paste that comes in. They make paste. They make ketchup from that paste. They analyze it. There's a gazillion attributes that they look at that I'm not going to share here. It's super technical. But they even measure the speed at which ketchup flows. So they have a specific instrument that we invented, of course, that measures the speed. So when you squeeze a Heinz ketchup bottle, the speed at which that ketchup comes out, that's a design. It's not by chance. The pressure, the force that you need to apply to that ketchup bottle, that's a design feature. It's meant to be exactly that. So these individuals, they do this every day. And then as you can imagine, not one season is the same. Not one tomato crop is the same. It's natural systems. When you go to the grocery store, they all look slightly different. So what their job is, they need to figure out what is the perfect blend of tomatoes and paste in that given year for that given factory for that given product. So it's a super complex undertaking to deliver you the ketchup experience that you've come to expect from Kraft Heinz and Heinz ketchup. 650 million bottles every year. Consistent experience. Massive undertaking. Super complex. So this is the story and the journey of tomatoes, Heinz seed, Heinz ketchup. And I hope that you feel how seriously committed we are to delivering value for the business, value for the consumers, a great consumer experience. But not only that, also a great or benefits for the planet. I talked a lot about Spain, how we have improved and how we're going to improve further the performance of the system, how those two can go together. So I hope that you feel how sincere we are in our leadership and that we are serious about doing right by the consumers. We're serious about doing right by the planet. We're serious about being a good business and being a good partner to our growers. So next time you consume Heinz ketchup, whether it's on fries or burgers or even pasta, caro, we need to talk about that. You know that it truly takes a village to produce that product. And it takes a lot of love to make the world's #1 ketchup. And I hope that you feel that there's a lot of love that goes into every bottle of Heinz ketchup. I mean, look at me. I'm here on stage wearing Heinz shoes, Heinz tomato shoes, Heinz tomato jacket. I was able to fend off Miro's offer to put on a Heinz ketchup cap. But seriously, we are very serious about our leadership. We fully embrace that position as #1 tomato company in the world. And we do everything we can to improve the food system from where it is today in a pretty good spot to an even better spot. Thank you.